hey, this is along the lines of our competition show. This one's going to be focused on the Autoglass University. The importance of becoming an educated technician in this industry, an educated owner, an educated CSR is very important. And we spoke today with Bob Baranek about, him and Heather. We spoke to Bob and Heather about the importance of, taking a class and also the upcoming classes that the Autoglass University has. So sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This is a special show for us because we are going to be pushing education. You know where I stand on education. I'm huge on education. And by the way, I'm the ghost that killed James. And today's guest we have is
Bob Baranek, Autoglass University and Automotive Glass Consultants.
And I'm Heather Grubb with Stop a Crack Windshield Repair and Replacement.
Okay, so Heather, the next class coming up is your class, correct? It's at your shop, right?
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
So if students sign up for their, experience, go ahead and tell them best hotel, what they're in for maybe a nightlife scene, or what highlight your shop and highlight your town.
Okay, so we're right in the heart of Oklahoma City, probably 3 miles or so from downtown, 4 miles maybe. There's a ton of hotels downtown that could be, you could stay at that have valet and stuff, so you can, make sure your car is put away and, doesn't get broken into, even though luckily we're all glass people, but you want to keep your things, right? So lots of hotels down there, clubs, restaurants, there's attractions, there's movie theaters, all within 5 miles of my shop, for after learning. Obviously during learning, it's going to be hot here. So people need to dress accordingly, bring shorts, t-shirts, tank tops, whatever you want to do. So, yeah.
Okay. This is a Monday through Friday course, with Friday being your certification day. Bob, what can they expect from the course that sets this course apart from the other courses in the market?
Well, we're the oldest for number one. Not only because I'm an old timer, but the fact is that we started Autoglass University back in 2010, and prior to that, I started the NGA's course, the Autoglass, or I think it's the Autoglass Technical Institute. And when I started that, and then when the NGA got kind of out of the autoglass side of things, the Autoglass Safety Council suggested that we should do some kind of training for AGSC certification. So I started Autoglass University online as an informational program. And we all know, we're all autoglass people, that you can't learn autoglass installation by a book. Okay? You gotta get your hands in it. So I started Automotive Glass University, or Autoglass University, in 2010, and we went from there. We utilized, I wrote a book, the original book, and now the new updated book, as the textbook for the class, and it goes from there. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to be an industry friend. I did not want to be biased towards any individual thing, whether it's a tool, an adhesive, or a specific brand of car, nothing like that. We wanted to be as unbiased as we possibly could be. So that's one of the main things we wanted to do. We show all the tools and all of the variable, excuse me, all of the available adhesives and sealants and everything that goes along with it. We don't show a preference to glass. We do talk about OEM glass versus aftermarket glass and the pros and cons of each. We talk about the pros and cons of one tool over another, but we don't steer any of our students towards a specific thing or a specific procedures. We show and explain the whys. I think that's the key to Autoglass University is we're not just how to, but we're why.
As a graduate of the class, and I had the great privilege of having Bob as my instructor down in Nashville, Tennessee, and then I went on to become an instructor as well for many years. And the one thing that really struck me is coming in as a technician that had been in the industry for a long time, and I really thought, I got this handled. I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to sit, and it's just going to be nah. Even though I was super excited to meet you, you know, you read the book, you're this juggernaut in our industry, and I was all pumped up to meet you. But I thought, man, but I'm going to tell you guys what, I learned a lot that class, and a lot about the why and why there is a reason to do things a certain order, a certain way, what we call the correct way. We're not stuffing. You're not, you know, you're not stuffing is you're pulling your cow panels. You're doing everything, but you walk through each FMVSS, why it matters. You walk through why, you know, why you start your beat a certain place, why you run your beat a certain height, why you do, you know, like all the whys are there and explained. So I am a little biased when it comes to, you know, schooling, because the fact that I graduated there, I enjoy the course. I was an instructor there. So I really do believe that the Autoglass University offers that why that, you know, you're going to benefit if you come to the class. Now, one thing I want to do real quick is I want to share my screen, and we are going to select a tab, which that isn't, there it is. Share, there we go. Okay, so when you go to autoglassuniversity.org, not autoglassuniversity.com, but autoglassuniversity.org, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see there's going to be the curriculum. Enrollment is what you want to sign yourself up for a class. But this is the classes that was held this year, and this is the one you're going for now, the August 4th through the 8th at Stop a Crack Windshield Repair, which is a competitor, one of the first female competitors, because we had 2 last year, in the Autoglass Tech Olympics, Miss Heather Grubb. And she showed very, 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 very well. She tied, there was like 7 people that tied for the final 2 transfer spots into the main. And it came down to time. And Heather, what were you, like a few seconds off of the time? Is that how that boiled down?
Yep.
So you're going to have an experience under fire, true professional at this shop. And then the next one's at PGW in Arizona in October, and then again in December. But one thing I really wanted to highlight here is go down and read the past students' recommendations and their reviews of it. And I will give a review right now like I did earlier. Had a wonderful time with Bob in my class. I was in Nashville. We did a lot of windshields. And we learned every single day. I learned something. So I'm a huge just be ready to learn something. But not only that, you get to take stuff home. You get the book. You get a copy of the textbook, our Autoglass Bible, if you want to say. You get a copy of that. And that right there is worth the price of admission alone to me. So you got your sponsors here. You can become a sponsor. Here's scheduled classes, students. Let's see, you go up to, there's the host, like here, you click there, it shows you the certifications you could get. And myself and Mr. Bob Brannick were both master certified technicians. Heather's a certified technician. Your trainer will be a certified technician. So you do get the chance to test. Not only will you test for the Autoglass University diploma, which you will receive, but then you also get a test for the Autoglass Safety Council certification. Let's see, there's the About Us. Here's a list of your instructors. There's Mr. Brannick. There's Alfredo Calva. This is a star-studded instructor list. I mean, so you got Bob. He's the juggernaut in our industry. He is the man. And then you got Alfredo Calva, Mr. 2-time gold medalist. Bradley ate a lot with the Glass Monkey. He's competed for the glass repair tech Olympics. You got Zuzu Mandadant, which it's Zuhair. We call him Zuzu. But he owns multiple shops, successful businessman. There's that guy there. Mr. Aaron Bradford.
Okay, good.
He's a master autoglass technician, competed multiple times, multiple finalists, third place, fourth place. And you got Eddie right there. So this is a star-studded list of instructors that you will get a chance to potentially learn under. So each class usually has, once we get up around 15 student or over 10 students, you get multiple instructors. So you'll get to learn, and you'll get that small class size. Sorry, I'm talking so much because I'm so pumped up about this. So, Bob, is there anything you want to say about your website and what they can expect when they come to the training or anything?
Yeah, first of all, I'm very, very proud of our instructors. I can't be more proud of the experience and the talent that they bring to this class as instructors. They're just amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have muted my phone. My wife will get it. But the fact is that what we do for a living saves lives. And if I can't think of any career in our world that doesn't take training as a big part of it when it comes to saving lives.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our industry started with hopping in a truck with a guy, learning his good and his bad habits. And we changed that. We changed that through training. And whether it's Autoglass University or all of my competitors out there, all I can urge everyone to do is to look into training yourselves before you enter the career. Now, we have probably about 65 to 70% of our students are entrepreneurs, or they're businesses who are adding the service of Autoglass to their business. And it's one of the benefits of having our instructors because they're business owners. Many of them are business owners, not just techs, they're business owners that can share with our students what's it like to run an Autoglass shop. Not just how to put the glass in, that's great, but it also can give a lot more to the student who attends. So I think Autoglass University is truly a training plus program. You learn more than just how to and why. Now you're learning how to run a business.
Yeah, and this class here, you'll have the hands-on of the owner of the shop you're going to be working at be there as a resource to help you with, Heather, give us a little rundown about your experience in the industry and running the business.
Well, I think it's our job as owners, technicians, to educate people about their vehicles because there's so many people that just don't understand glass, The more education we have, the more training we do, the more hands-on learning we do, the more we can help explain things to the people that are relying on us to do things the right way. And so I think it's super important to know what you're talking about, right? You need to have the paperwork to back it up. It's such an industry, I'm not going to say standard industry. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's time to raise the bar. I mean, it's time to raise the bar. It's time to make things better for everybody. And, everywhere you look, there's a windshield, and everybody that's putting these in is not trained, and people don't understand how it does keep them safe. And so, when people come to my shop, that's what I explain to them. This is not just a piece of glass that's keeping bugs out of your mouth or your eyeballs. This is here to save your life. And if it's not being done properly, and you're looking for the cheapest person to put it in, then I'll see you in a week. or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we'll fix it and we'll get it done the right way, and we'll make sure that if anything ever, God forbid, was to happen in an accident, that you know you're going to be okay. So
Yeah, in our
I
industry,
just
we're
think it's
fighting this uphill battle of the fact that we have not only do we have to be technicians, CSRs, owners, but we do have to be educators.
exactly
And you can't educate to something you don't know.
right.
Your knowledge base has to be there to be an educator. And unfortunately, the way that our industry, like Bob said, it began to jump in a truck, learn from 2-3 days, and then out with 6-7 windshields and figure it out.
Yeah,
We don't have to be the Wild West anymore. Go to a training course, learn the proper ways of doing it, so that way you can educate your customers, keep everyone safe, and I believe what you're saying there, that just give them a week, but really urge them not to have to come back to you. Just use me in the first place. This is why.
right,
Because if you have that leak, not only is it leaking as an annoyance, but that means there's an adhesion issue, which could potentially mean when that airbag goes off, the windshield goes bye-bye. You're not wearing
right.
your seatbelt. You're out through, and then, we all,
Or your
like what we've
child,
been, yes, your
yeah,
child, and what we've been taught
husband,
is
spouse,
we are
yeah,
safer inside that box than outside of it. So,
right, right,
so
I
how
think
long have
I
you been
think
doing?
one
Okay.
of the things I think one of the things that our customers fail to understand is they look at glass as what you're drinking out of right now, James.
yep,
A glass that breaks, that drops on the kitchen floor and breaks.
hmm,
And how can that be a safety device?
right,
And just what both of you said, we educate. We have to explain to them how important that glass is to the safety of themselves and to their families and to their kids and
right,
everything that goes along with it.
hmm,
Unfortunately, you see ads for glass companies that are service or convenience oriented and not safety oriented.
yeah,
And I think that's one of the things that our industry unfortunately does a poor job at. Honest to God, I think that we need to not only tell our techs how important it is, but also encourage them to train our customers, to
right,
explain to them how important this is. And it's not just, and now with ADAS and with calibration, it's even more important
Yeah.
right,
that the glass is put in correctly and all of the procedures are done properly. It can't be more important than that.
right,
Also, the way society is with, education, higher education, you have to give a technician the belief in themselves, and the way first of all, you respect them, and technicians are not as respected as they should be. I'm marching this
right,
flag down the field as far as I can, but also one way is investing in them. You give them
right.
confidence because you invest in them to teach them, to educate them. Sending them to a course like the Autoglass University is going to give them that step up. And what
Right.
I like is what Mr. Rob Arnold says here in his attending the AGU has been critical in providing our technicians with the confidence. The confidence. That's the respect. He respected his technicians to send them. Now they have the confidence and ability to replace Autoglass safely. All our future technicians will attend. That right there is that you develop this professional atmosphere by respecting your techs, showing them you care, investing in their future by sending them to a course to where they can learn the why and learn how to perform the job safely. So, yes, then that way
Yeah.
they can educate because they're not just pulling it out of the air. I mean, how many times have you guys been talking to somebody that was so-called an expert, and midway through the conversation, you're like, "You're making this up, aren't you?" Like you could just feel it. People could just feel when
Yeah.
you're being disingenuous. So, uh, yeah, that's Mr. Rob Arnold. Thank you for that review. And then if you look over here, some of the whys of Autoglass University, we've talked about them. You get the diploma, AGS certification, the continuing education credits. If you're looking into the continuing education, this course counts toward those credits to help you maintain your certification if you already have it. You get to hands-on practice with all the different types of tools, there are already a lot of tools that the Autoglass University has. I know I've had to inventory them a few times. There are a lot of tools there, so you get a wide array of tools to select from to try. So other than that, you get the book, you'll get some samples. One of the things that I really like about it is the lunch and learns. I got a lot out of lunch and learns, and if you're a business owner, the lunch and learns are like point of sale systems. Some urethane manufacturers come in, so you get an experience, and they'll buy you lunch, and then you get to sit there and listen to their pitch. It is a sales pitch, but it's the only sales pitch you get all week. But you do learn a lot from the lunch and learns.
And the other point is that it's not mandatory. Again, we stick with our unbiased requirements. If they don't want to stay, they don't have to. They can go to their own lunch. It's an opportunity to hear more while they're eating and enjoying a free lunch. And how can you knock that? How
Yeah.
can you knock that? You're sitting at home watching commercials for drug companies and you don't get anything for free there. At least here you get a free lunch.
Yes, you get that opportunity to have some free food. Or I've had students when I was instructing, they would grab that free food and then they would exit and go somewhere else and sit because they didn't want to actually listen to the sales pitch. And there is no pressure to sit through those sales pitches. I just have always found, sitting through them multiple times, I've always found something in those sales pitches that I appreciated. Whether I use their products or not. So that was a big perk for me every time with the lunch and learn, because I like to eat and free food is always good for me. So, and other than that, we're going to keep this short because we want people to really just go to autoglassuniversity.org. There's this class coming up with Heather. There's other classes coming up in the future. These seats do fill up fast. Okay, so if you're on the fence, get signed up now. And if you're closer to the Arizona market, I would start signing up for these classes now, because they sell out fast. And then you would have to wait till the next cycle. And if you don't get into these last 3 classes of the year, you have to wait until next year. So don't put yourself at a disadvantage by not signing up. You need to get on the roster now, because once it fills up, it's up. It's it. We can move you to the next class, but that'll be it if there's spots available. So we're wanting you to really take advantage of this. Stop a crack, and I'm going to stop talking and let you guys talk till the rest of the show, because we're going to go ahead and kind of wind it down now.
Well, I would like to say that if anybody has any questions too, they can always call my shop. Ask for me if they need help with finding a hotel or, rental car stuff or flights or whatever. We'll help them with whatever they need, for information purposes, to get here, and maybe the best way to do that. So, yeah.
Heather. Also, once you inquire about AGU, we send out an information sheet about Oklahoma City,
Oh, yeah.
including hotels, restaurants, things to do, and a map of where it is in relation to the airport. And those kinds of things come in real handy.
Yeah.
But I can't agree with James more. We limit our classes to 15. And so when that 15 reaches 15, we got to either move you, or you have to wait for the next Midwestern class. So please be aware of that. The sooner you sign up, the more guarantee you have of getting a seat.
Yep.
So that's it in a nutshell. I think. One more thing I wanted to make mention of. One thing about AGU's diploma is that it is recognized by most of the insurance companies in the country. So it is a secondary credential, along with the AGSC certification that we also give you or offer you to take the test. You've come out of here with 2 credentials, and 2 credentials that are recognized by the insurance industry. So be aware, as James started this conversation, you get a lot from us. Not just the book, not just the credentials, but you might even have the spoils of war, so to speak, a few extra tubes of urethane or an extra molding you get for free or something like that comes into play as well. So we have the industry contributing not only information, but they contribute product, they contribute their knowledge, and they come in once in a while for a lunch and learn, which is more information than you can get anywhere else. So I urge you to look carefully and ask the right questions when you're shopping for training. But I can't say this more importantly. Training is important. So if you're looking to get into our industry, and believe me, our industry is always looking for good people.
Hmm.
Got to get education.
Yes. Also, if you're a competitor, because this is going to align with my competition series. If you're a competitor, I highly recommend taking a class because it sets you on that right path of the ins and outs, but it also gives you that credential to during prejudging. When judges are looking at your credentialing, looking at your education base, you won't lose points for not having a program that has a diploma at the end of it or certification at the end of it. So if you're a competitor and you're looking to compete, I highly recommend coming to a class and setting yourself up for when it comes time to prejudging and they're looking through all your credentialing and looking for your professionalism. It's right there for you. You have it. So as a past competitor to future competitors, I recommend doing it highly. So other than that,
Where's your
thank you for
pink
joining me.
suit? Where's your pink suit?
Oh, it's over there. It's hanging up. The pink jacket for this year's winter has came, and it's getting ready to go be embroidered. So if you know anything about that, when I accepted my trophy in 2023, when I won the Tech Olympics, I accepted it in a pink suit. And ever since then, it's been my thing. I gave a pink jacket to Jorge Sandoval last year, the winner, kind of like the Masters. And this year it's continuing with another pink jacket. The winner will receive a pink jacket as well. So, the pink suit, it's hanging up over there.
Eventually,
I
you're gonna
almost
start
put it
doing
on.
a pink girl's jacket and a pink boy's jacket because you're not
We
gonna
can
know.
do that. Hey, we're not going
That's
to
a
know.
good point.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
You're not going to know. So maybe in the future, if that is something I need to go down that road, I absolutely will. But yeah, I almost put it on today because of our last podcast we did, Bob. I had it on. Me and Mac were so pumped. But this one, I decided just to sit down and to put them on the glass T-shirt. And then I got so that's something else is I'm sponsoring a competitor this year to compete in the Autoglass Tank Olympics for the Put 'em on the Glass podcast. And back there is the work shirt that they will be wearing during the competition.
Nice.
So I'm providing them a work shirt. So I will have a competitor. Tommy George is the competitor this year for Put 'em on the Glass podcast, and maybe next year it can grow and I could have more competitors. But yep. So that's you're going to see that a lot this year.
Great. That's great.
Hang on
Love
one
it.
second, guys, before you leave because we got to get everything uploaded. So. Thank you for listening to watching this episode with Bob Brannick and Heather from the Autoglass University. Hopefully this inspires you to take a course, get out there and get yourself ahead of the game. Seats are going fast in all the courses around the country, so make sure you grab yourself a seat in one of them. There are many out there to choose from. Just make sure you're choosing a reputable school, a reputable course, with the opportunity to take the Autoglass Safety Council certification, tech certification at the end of it. If you like the show, please send me a message, subscribe, all those things. But as always, the best thing you can do to support the show is get some education, get some training, take pride in your work, make sure your customers are safe, and just believe in yourself.